Welcome in, everybody. Tonight I'm going to do a quick series message. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Take a moment to think of a number between 1 and 7. Don't put it in the chat. Keep it to yourself. Hope y'all had a good day. It's a snowy winter wonderland out there where I am. The roads are absolutely horrendous. You're better off staying home. It was relatively decent weather yesterday, and then all of a sudden the temperature dropped below 0, and then there was a rainy slush that developed and created a whole bunch of black ice. And then Mother Nature decided to dump almost a foot of snow on the ground. In some areas, more. I watched throughout the day. It went up past my window. I thought it was pretty crazy. Alright, so we got the High Priestess as the overall energy. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's just going to be a quick one. So yeah, if you want a personal session, you can get one with me through a recorded reading at pretty well any time. Or you can book a session with me from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, Monday to Friday. Okay. Or join me for open tables on Fridays. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do go towards the channel and to help me sustain myself. So it's all greatly appreciated. I'd like to say thank you to the ones that have been supportive and donated and got a monthly monthly membership here to help me out. Okay, so we're going to get started soon. Welcome in, Ernie. Taurus Girl, Renee, Kitty, Shiva. Check out the description box for further information on how you can donate to the channel if you like to. If you haven't picked a number between 1 and 7, you might want to do so, because that will determine your reading. So I'm going to start off with number 1. If you would like to get any clarification on any one of these readings, you can get your own personal reading. Okay. I do recommend, if you're going to do a session with me, that it's over 30 minutes. Just because it doesn't give us a lot of time if it's less than 30 minutes. So if you're going to order a 10-minute reading, that's not going to really do much. I might get one question out of there, you know, and I still need time to connect to you and have some sort of equal reciprocity of energetics. So if you're going to book a session with me, you might want to book a session that's anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, okay? So this is your reading if you pick number 1. All right, there's definitely a good outcome with this. You're going to be nurturing your intuition. You could very well be walking away from a particular situation at this time. Okay, or you're wanting to walk away. But there's definitely some sort of lessons in it. Into walking away, it's about switching up to a different energy. It's about learning lessons. There's definitely something here about cutting out third-party energies. Learning to celebrate your wins. It's also knowing who you associate with, and who might be out to sabotage you. So your situation here is the 6 of Swords. This is representing you floating away to calmer waters. You learning some very valuable lessons about communication, equal reciprocity within that communication. And if there is none, you learn lessons on how to adapt to that, to move forward anyhow, and release yourself from particular burdens that may be hindering you. We have the 3 of Cups here in your challenging position. This is about celebrating your little wins, but it's also about possibly collaborating with your soul tribe. It also represents maybe cutting out third-party energies that may be playing on your emotions, depending on how that is for you and how it sits, okay? The 3 of Pentacles is in your mind space. You're really contemplating as to who may be sabotaging you and the reason why you're wanting to walk away. In your heart space, there's the 9 of Cups. There's definitely some sort of emotional dependency of some sort. There's definitely something here about somebody being emotionally dependent on you. This is very well could be why you're walking away. You're walking away from some sort of bitterness. Somebody's being very emotionally manipulative. 1 minute they're warm and cuddly, and the next minute they're cold and distant. You're walking into this energy of apology, of compassion. There's definitely something here about in the next energy. You're kind of in this energy of forgiveness, and I really kind of feel you're cutting your losses. But this could also represent a possible love offer coming in as well. Just the fact that we've got the Lovers here. This is about making a choice regarding love, regarding your heart space, regarding what you wish to obtain in your life. Your current energy with the Nab of Cups, this is also the Page of Cups. This is your current walking into energy within the next 3 months. So there's definitely some sort of an offer of compassion coming in. This could very well be with the Gemini. It doesn't have to be. But the 3 to 6 month mark, we have the Lovers. So you're definitely going to be making a major decision regarding love, regarding yourself. Sometimes this is about alchemizing your masculine and feminine energies and ultimately choosing yourself. But it all depends on what your scenario is for this reading. Now, your attitude in relation to the situation, we have the Ace of Swords. This is about moving forward finally with clarity. This could also be intuitively. This could be communication coming in. It could be just overall clarity, like the fog is lifting. There's signs and synchronicities that are bringing in certain predominant information that very well could be significant to be able to move forward. It could represent closure. And your influence here is the moon. There's definitely something here about emotions. There's definitely something here about quite possibly someone casting illusions as well, or casting a shadow. This is about illuminating the darkness as well. So sometimes when we go into the darkness, there's definitely some sort of emotion regarding that. So really take that into consideration. Your hopes and fears is the Ten of Wands. And I do feel that this is ending out cycles, dropping some sort of burdens, and recognizing what burdens you want to carry, what burdens you're willing to carry. And we have the Queen of Wands here in the outcome. There's definitely something here about taking action, nurturing your intuition, nurturing your passions, quite possibly moving forward, nurturing this, allowing your intuition to guide you in this matter. Either way, I do feel that there's a huge release with this energy. I do feel that there's definitely some sort of release overall. There could very well be a third-party dynamic that you're leaving behind. There very well could be third-party sabotage that you're leaving behind. Just dealing with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like you were pouring into something that just it wasn't panning out. It wasn't working. And I think you've come to recognize that. However, this is also quite possibly just the fact that you're choosing yourself. And this is really, with the High Priestess energy being the overall energy of these readings this evening, this is about you calling your power back. This is about you gaining the wisdom and applying this wisdom to your life and to your experience. And ultimately cutting out the burdens that are no longer serving you and moving forward. This may be a bit of a scary event. However, I do feel with the Queen of Wands, with the High Priestess overall energy, I think that you're going to make out okay regarding this situation. Specifically with the Ace of Swords, there's definitely clarity coming to the situation. And the fact that you have the Six of Swords here in your overall energy situation, and the Three of Cups in your challenge, you're definitely cutting the chaff from the wheat, right? You're cutting out what no longer serves you. You're cutting out what didn't seem feasible anymore. And you're really walking away from this bitterness energy, okay? This energy of kind of wishy-washy, of bitterness, of sadness. Okay, so you're definitely walking into a more balanced energy with this Nab and the Lovers, this Nab of Cups. There's definitely a lot of emotions here, but I do see that you're going to make out okay. All right, number one. So just take it in stride. Take it one day at a time, and I feel that things are going to work out for you. Okay. Welcome in, Cynthia. Again, if you'd like clarification on this reading, you can go ahead and get a personal. The link to my Hipsy profile is in the description box. as well as the link section. All right, number 2, here's your reading. Wild. All right, number 2. To start off with, we have the Empress card. We have the 7 of Swords in your challenge position. We have the Hierophant in your mind space, the Devil in your heart space, the King of Swords in your past. We have the Sun in your current, and the Two of Cups in the reverse in your future energy. 3 to 6 months. You have the Emperor in your attitude and relation. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse in your influence. The Fool in your hopes and fears. And Justice in your overall outcome. Now, I do feel, number 2, that you are kind of nurturing a new business. You could be nurturing, you could be pregnant, you could be bearing child, or you could be nurturing a new project or a new idea. Either way, there's definitely something fruitful here. I do feel that there's something here about having to be strategic. This is your overall challenge. And with the way that this 7 of Swords is sitting here, it is sitting in the reverse, okay, position, considering it's on its side. I do feel that whatever you're putting into this, you are going to get back in dividends. So I think you are on the right track overall with whatever you're working on. In your mind space, though, it's really kind of focusing, getting you to focus on commitment. It's getting you to focus on tradition. It's getting you to focus on being consistent. As well, in your mind, you could very well be focused on the higher power aspect of this endeavor. I think maybe the higher power could be possibly guiding you in this position. In your heart space with the Devil, you very well could be faced with some sort of temptations regarding your heart. And you're really kind of having to deal with that. You could be dealing with addictions that you just love too much to part with. This could be just determination as well, to move forward with your heart and nurture that what you are focused on. However, with the King of Swords in the upright in the reverse, I do feel that you may have come to an awareness. I don't think you're necessarily walking away from the King of Swords energy, but I do feel that you have come to realization of the truth about a particular situation and you're standing on it. With your current energy, with being at the Sun, I do feel that something maybe has pissed you off, but it's ultimately set you free and able to nurture something of your own merit, of your own dedication, of your own commitment. And I do feel that this is actually going to bring you joy where you didn't think that there was any. And I think this is bringing you a newfound purpose, dealing with the fact that you have the divine at your position here. Now, with the fact that we have the Emperor and the Empress in the same reading, I do feel there's something significant here. And I think you're choosing against a particular relationship. Maybe this wasn't your Emperor or Empress particular situation here with the Two of Cups in reverse in your future 3 to 6 month mark. I do feel that there's a decision of maybe there's an imbalance. Maybe there's a particular dynamic that is no longer working for you. And I feel that you may be standing in your sovereignty. The High Priestess, with the overall energy of all these readings, This is about you calling your power back, right? So I think that you are, again, calling your power back, but I think you're making the right choices to maybe look for a different particular direction. With the Two of Cups, you could very well find some sort of imbalance that has been revealed to you. It very well could have pissed you off, but it is ultimately setting you free. And I do feel that you are taking a leadership stance with this particular situation as well, Empress. Or you could very well be an emperor dealing with an empress. With the emperor being in your attitude and relations, you're really taking initiative with this new idea, with this new business. You could be building a new business. Either way, your influence here is, I really kind of feel that there's been a lot of lies, a lot of deception, a lot of miscalculated action around you, surrounding you. And I think this is what's influencing you to move in this particular direction, whatever that might be, to find justice. And your hopes and fears is ultimately to take a leap of faith, to recognize that you still do have the potential to balance things out, regardless if you're not with the right person or not, okay? This is, I feel, is really about finding independence, seeing things from a not so emotional position, understanding that there very well could be some sort of toxicity underlining within your heart space at this time, maybe due to past situations. But either way, I do see with the Justice card, there's definitely some sort of balance coming to a situation. And I do feel that there's definitely some sort of truth, some sort of something that's going to be revealed to you that's ultimately going to bring you some sort of joy, justice, um, respite. This could very well be a court case. This could be something to do with children. This could be definitely something to do with a relationship. Maybe there's a divorce at hand, but this is actually marking some sort of freedom. And I do feel that even so, that there may have been some sort of lies and deception in the past, that it may have been influencing you to move forward and take a leap of faith. I think part of your fear is to take a leap of faith, but you're kind of you're actually kind of sitting on the fence. It's like a hope and a fear of wanting to take a leap of faith and find your independence or freedom. But it's about being strategic. It's about getting what you put into it, right? With the Seven of Swords, this is being very strategic. It's about, with it being in the reverse, it's about everything that you've put into it that maybe have taken energetically or verbally, or, you know, it could have been a verbal contract that kind of went haywire. Maybe you didn't get out what you thought you were going to get out of it. Either way, I do find that there's some sort of jealousy, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I said that, but I do feel that there's going to be some sort of balance and justice in this situation regardless. All right, so number 2, I hope this helped you. Again, if you'd like more clarification, you can get your own personal reading. Again, the link is in the description. All right, number 3. Let's take a look at your reading. I do feel that there's some sort of an awakening happening with you. I do feel that there's some sort of truth beyond some sort of lies happening as well. In your mind, you very well could be wanting to somehow reconcile. There's definitely some sort of conflict that you want to put to rest. And there's definitely some sort of independence that you have holding in your heart. Now, number 3, I do feel that you've gone through some major change overall. And you've had no other choice but to go within and to find your inner light, to find your purpose, to find your mission, to find your reason, ultimately just to keep going. And I do feel that there's been some sort of lies, deception, maybe there's even stalking. Somebody maybe been studying your moves. Maybe you have been studying. And maybe what you've been finding out is a conflict of interest as to what you previously knew. Maybe you're finding out new information. Okay? You could very well be finding out that somebody lied to you, depending on the situation. Okay? Whatever pertains to you, flip it to where it belongs to you. Okay? Now, the situation here is that you're walking away from this energy of anxiety, of not being able to rest, of being burnt out, and just going overboard. It's like it's kind of giving me a feeling like you had no other choice but to overdo it. And I feel that there's some degree here where um, you know you may be having sleepless nights about what you're finding out, the information that's coming to light. Uh, Within the next 3 months, there very well could be kind of a stance where you'll have no other choice but to rely on the divine. I do feel that there's some sort of fog that you're dealing with. There could very well be a position where it's out of your control. There's definitely something here with the Two of Swords in reverse about you not having the ability to make a decision. And it's really, it quite possibly could be dealing with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's definitely some sort of a selfish energy here. It's either that or they're definitely calling you very well could be calling your energy back from a particular endeavor or person. And that's within the next 3 to 6 months that you very well could be calling your energy back. But again, this is still giving the notion that you are stepping into your power. You're definitely intuitive, whoever I'm speaking of, and any of these readings are going to resonate with people that are very intuitive. But there's definitely something in the mind here where you definitely want to stop the chaos. You don't want to be around chaos. You definitely have been in this hermit mode for quite some time. And this hermit mode is really I'm really kind of picking up on it like a dark night of the soul kind of energy here. Just considering that you've maybe, something's been revealed to you to some degree, and it's kind of got you sleepless. In your heart, though, you're definitely finding a passion for your independence, to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, to be able to be financially secure and to move forward. Not only to be able to help yourself, but to help other people. And I do feel that by calling your energy back, I do feel that that would help you with that independence. Now, your attitude in relation with the Three of Wands, this is talking about being patient. This is about talking about being consistent, about collaborating with those new passionate ideas, allowing your intuition to guide you in this particular collaboration. Like if something doesn't feel right with a team effort, maybe it's something that you can just take care of yourself. But knowing who you can collaborate with and who you shouldn't. Your influence here, you very well could be having a lot of different offers coming at you at this time. With the Seven of Cups, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. Ultimately, there's 7 cups, and one of these cups, you can only choose one, right? So which one are you going to choose? You're going to have a lot of different emotional choices to make. And I feel that in the current immediate energy with the Two of Swords, I really feel that you're going to have a hard time making up your mind. Now, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse as your hopes and fears. And this is about This is about you losing out on what you've been investing in. This very well could be a, sorry, this very well could be a fear of yours, to lose out on everything you've invested your money in. I think that you went all in on a particular endeavor, and I feel that you may be showing up with an empty hand. Considering with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like you're being stopped in your tracks. You're having to kind of look at a situation differently. I do feel a sense of loss here, and a sense of overwhelm, but you really need to be patient with these ebbs and flows, because there's definitely something here about your ships coming in, or maybe you've been educated that your ships are coming in, that you just need to stay consistent, that you just need to continue moving forward, but you're rather overwhelmed with the current status quo, and you're in fear that it's all going to fall apart. Maybe it's time to slow down. Maybe it is time to take a stop and take a break and just take a look. With the Four of Swords in your past, I think that, you know, Spirit may be bringing you to have a sit down and just kind of be in the stillness at this time, and to maybe tap into your intuition with the High Priestess. Because I feel that you may be looking at things differently. You have the right heart in your mind, right? And you have the right mind aspect of trying to stop some sort of conflict. But I feel that you may be needing to go back to the drawing board as to how to find that independence and to find how you're going to continue to move forward. The Two of Swords in reverse really talks to me about trusting in the divine, going with the flow, and having things all out of your control to the point where you can't make a decision because you don't have all the information, and you kind of have to stay where you are for the time being. I really feel that this is significant here, because there's definitely something here that's going to enlighten you with your overall energy here with the Hermit in the reverse. And whatever is going to be enlightening is going to actually help you like it's going to help guide you forward. So I really feel that the stillness and being patient and being consistent with whatever you're doing, and just remember there's ebbs and flows, right? There's times of prosperity and there's times of lack, and it kind of goes back and forth like a pendulum, okay? We have our busy season, and then we have our slow season. No matter what endeavor or business that we go into, there's definitely something about a consistency of an ebb and a flow, an exhale and an inhale, okay? So just take that into consideration moving forward. It very well could just be the fact that it's winter time and you're dealing with a seasonal matter, and things are going to shape up for you later, and maybe it's just time to maybe close up shop for a week and take a vacation, or to just kind of go within yourself, find your inner light, and take into the stillness and to be able to move forward. And I feel like there's something here that you're not willing to look at, that you keep looking the other way, that you really need to alchemize. And with us being in the energy of the ending of the snake year, this is definitely the integration of what we've learned over the past year in order to release that old skin, to be ready for that new year of the fire horse. So really take that into consideration, that this is happening into the 17th of February. So really kind of take into consideration of that, that we're not out of the snake year yet. And there's definitely something here about still alchemizing that snake skin and making sure that you are removing everything that no longer serves you, anything that might be holding you back, anything that's drawing too much energy from you, that kind of thing, okay? But I do feel that you have your heart in the right space, you have your mind in the right space. It's just that the current favorable energy right now in the moment is kind of tripping you up. And I feel that you just need to kind of hold your peace, hold your zen, and wait for that tide to turn, okay? Number 3, I hope this helped you. if you want a clarification on this, the links are in the description box. All right, number 4. Let's see what we got for you. Okay, so we're sitting here with the King of Cups, number 4, in your situation. We have the Nab of Pentacles on its in its reverse in the challenge. Your overall energy, you're very much in this energy that you know exactly what you want, number 4. You're definitely strong in the heart. You're strong in your emotions. You're strong in your convictions. You're very compassionate. You're very loving. You're very kind. You're very protective. If you're a woman and you very well could be in your masculine energy, or you could be a masculine and you're definitely in your protective energy. You could very well be dealing with a King of Cups, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. So flip it where it goes. All right. So anyhow, with this particular energy, you're definitely in alignment with your heart space. You definitely know what you want. However, I feel that you are maybe needing to ask for some sort of help and you don't know how. With the Knave of Pentacles, this could be a challenge for you, asking for help, because you want to be sure of yourself and you want to be in this energy where you know what you're talking about. And I kind of get this feeling like if you have to ask for some sort of help, you feel like you're going to lose credibility for it. Okay? I have this weird feeling on that. In your mind, I do feel there's definitely some sort of conflict. There could have been something said in the past that you're kind of thinking about. Maybe it hurt your feelings. It could be a fight or some sort of conflict that you had with somebody. There's definitely something here about fighting for what you believe in, fighting for truth, fighting to communicate, maybe. And with the Nine of Swords in your heart space, this is a really kind of, it's kind of got you in your heart, got you in your head about this conflict that you've been dealing with. And I feel that this has really got you bothered. Okay? Now, with the King of Wands in your past energy here, this could have very well pissed you off. This could have very well got you perturbed. It could have very well had you acting um, this could have been having you act out of character to some degree, or this could just be a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that was rather domineering or quite possibly manipulative, but I'm not really kind of getting that. But you're definitely kind of coming out of this energy of anger, I feel. And you're really kind of moving back into this balanced heart space. Now, with your current energy here within the next 3 months with the Strength card, this is about you really finding some sort of empowerment to move forward. Really kind of finding the strength to move forward within that warrior aspect. This is about finding new confidence. This is about finding new courage. Really kind of standing up and standing on business. This is also about some sort of courage that you didn't think you actually had, but you do. It's really becoming very evident. However, with the 3 to 6 month energy here with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, I do feel that you may be juggling too much. And maybe this is what brought the frustration. Maybe this is what's brought you into this anger. and find it, you know, it's really kind of getting you to find the inner strength that you didn't think you had. And I feel with the 3 to 6 month mark being the Two of Pentacles, I feel that you're putting too much emphasis into the finding the courage and to be the warrior, and to um, maybe you've got too many irons in the fire at this time. Okay, maybe you're cooking too much on the stove, and it's all got different expedition times, right? And you may not have taken into consideration that your potatoes are going to take longer than your meat to cook, right? Or your French fries in the oven are going to take 45 minutes, where your burgers are only going to take, you know, 10 or 15 minutes, if that. So you really kind of got to allocate what's going on, when it's going on, and really kind of budget for time, energy, and all of that too. It's not just about making dinner, right? Because by the time your potatoes are done, your hamburgers are going to be cold, kind of thing. And if you put them in the oven with the potatoes, then they're going to dry out. So it's about timing. It's really about timing, okay? Just as an example, okay? Take it or leave it. Now, with the fact that the Nine of Swords is in your heart space, I'm really kind of feeling like something's got you. Something regarding your heart space is, maybe it's a broken heart. You're in the upright, so I feel that you may have healed from this situation. Maybe you've had an awakening. With the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords gives me a dark night of the soul that you've come out with, and it's brought you new awareness. It's brought you new information to be able to communicate and take action on, okay? And although it had you up in your head for quite some time, I feel that it's really helped you alchemize maybe some sort of past anger that you may have had. Now, your whole attitude in relation is the Chariot, so this is definitely something here about moving forward with purpose. It's moving forward with a destination in mind. This could be something to do with a mission, a journey. You could be traveling. You could be taking a vacation of some sort. Maybe it's time to take that vacation time. Maybe you've got over a month booked up, and you just haven't you know, you've been so focused on work and building a nest egg for yourself that it's now that time that you maybe take out that vacation time and take advantage of that and have a rest. Because I do feel within the next 6 months, there's definitely something here about you juggling too much. And I feel that you really need to kind of focus on timing and focus on your priorities, so that way you can handle what you got cooking. Okay? Now, your influence here is the Four of Cups, and I'm going to speak on this to say that, you know what, whatever you're pouring into, it may have made you angry in the past, and you're having no other choice but to find strength within you that you didn't think you had, and you're coming out juggling too much, right? So I really feel that you're not satisfied with your choices, and I feel that you are in the gratitude of what you've been able to accomplish thus far. But I feel that there's definitely something here about being unsatisfied with what you're getting back. All right. Now, your hopes and fears is with the Magician in the reverse. There's definitely some sort of collusion. There's definitely some sort of unseen energies being at play here. And the Magician in the reverse is speaking on the fact that your manifestations don't seem to be materializing. It's like there's a blockage, or there's somebody siphoning off of that manifestation, or there's just something here about manipulation, right? You're kind of in this fear of maybe somebody manipulating you, per se, or there very well could be some sort of just energetic um, in, frequency not that's ultimately not in alignment with you. Your overall outcome here, though, is the Two of Wands. I do feel that you're going to be moving forward. You are coming to a crossroads where you're going to have to make a decision, and this will give you the ability to move in a different direction ultimately. I do see that there very well could be a new partnership coming in. It's a passionate new idea. two people coming together and making something work. I do feel that there may be a compromise or quite possibly a reconciliation after some sort of conflict. Either way, I do feel that there's definitely some sort of movement forward, whether it's in the same direction that you're going or a different direction. I do feel this ultimately will be brought to your choice, and what you can handle and what you can't. And I do feel that your choice is going to make or break this new endeavor, this new direction. And I do feel that this will be ultimately in your hands. You just have to have the patience to move forward. You may not be satisfied with what you currently got right now. However, you very well could just be not seeing the manifestation. It's about stepping into the attitude and gratitude and holding that frequency, I feel. And with the High Priestess here in the overall energy of these readings this evening, I do feel that you need to call your power back and recognize what you've accomplished and what you've overcome, because that's actually really going to bring you to this new direction, I think. And it's going to also bring you past this manipulation of some sort. All right. So again, if you'd like some sort of clarification, number 4, feel free to reach out to me for a personal reading. All right, number 5. All right, number 5. With the King of Pentacles in the reverse in your overall situation, immediate energy, I do feel that you may be either dealing with an earth sign that's unstable, or you could very well be this earth sign that is unstable. This is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn kind of energy. Or you very well could just be holding on to this very unstable energy. It doesn't really matter if you're Capricorn or whatever else. I do see here that your 8 of Wands in your challenge position, it's like things have slowed down for you. It's like there's definitely something here. There's definitely something here about the instability and things slowing down, things not working out the way that you planned. There's definitely something here about just not having it and things just not going your way. All right. There very well could have been some sort of distraught changes happen to or within your experience in the last 3 to 6 months, that's really kind of thrown you for a loop. Okay. That's really kind of stagnated you, has, maybe you had this grand idea, you went all in on it, and it just didn't have any legs. It didn't have any solid foundation, and you're finding yourself kind of perplexed. Okay. In your mind, you feel that you were going to get the upper hand. I feel that you still are. So I need you to hold on to that. In your heart, though, I feel that there may have been a loss here of stability. You could have lost a job. You could have been laid off. You could have lost out on a company. Spirit saying something about being bought out of your position. Maybe you had shares in a particular endeavor and somebody bought your shares or something like that and they kind of kicked you to the curb. I don't know why, but that's what I was kind of getting from Spirit. So this could have been very well a layoff from a position. This could have been you missing out or losing out on some sort of residence that just kind of got you in this unstable energy. Maybe there's a case that you had to sell your house or sell your sell something. There was a significant asset, or maybe you went all in on something and lost out on something. This is dealing with the passion. This is dealing with your heart space. This is something that you held close to your heart. And it's really kind of got you devastated. And I do feel that there's an issue with communication. Like with this particular reading, my heart chakra as well as my throat chakra is like I've got dry mouth kind of thing. Like you're having a hard time communicating or speaking up. With the past energy, though, I do feel that you had some major changes and abrupt changes happen to you, and I think that you're just now alchemizing that, and this is why you're kind of in this state unstable energy. However, with the Nave of Wands in your current now to 3 month energy, the Nave of Wands is really kind of giving me a feeling that you need to stay inspired regardless of how it looks right now. Okay? I do feel that within the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to find out that you misjudged a situation. Okay? That you really kind of, Spirit saying you took something to left field when it should have went right, or it should have went right down the middle. And I feel that you may have gotten the better of yourself. You may have kind of went overboard in this misjudgment. It's either that or somebody misjudged you and your character. But either way, the Knight of Wands here in your influence, I do feel that you're going to be taking action, maybe moving forward after this recollection of this misjudgment. Your influence, your attitude in relation is the wanting to take action, but your influence is your Ten of Cups. So this is definitely about taking action towards happiness. This is also your hopes and fears, making a wish, maybe betting on yourself over again. Maybe you're waiting for that springtime. Maybe you're waiting for the sun to come out. You're having no other choice but to be patient. You went through a lot with this Nine of Wands. You've really overcome quite a bit. You've endured quite a bit. However, with this Five of Pentacles, right? That is in your overall outcome energy. And I do feel that there's definitely something here about you needing to heal. And by you needing to heal, it seems like because you're choosing yourself and because you're choosing to heal and choosing to call your power back and focus on your own happiness, and you know, you're wanting to try to build something and you're focusing on taking action on that. It's like there's somebody envious, or there's somebody that just isn't, they're not in alignment with this. And I feel that there's some sort of feeling of being left out in the cold. It's almost as if somebody wants you in this unstable energy, and I feel that they're misjudging you. Okay? But you need to stay inspired, because regardless if somebody's misjudging you or not, you still have the ability to make a wish, to really step into your light, to really focus on that happiness, to be in that vibration of that happiness. There's definitely some healing that needs to be done away from this instability. But I do feel that you are coming out of a very tremendous, tumultuous, a very, you're coming from a lot of mayhem. Let's just say that much. And now you're more in alignment with what you're focused on here, with taking action towards happiness, taking action towards healing. And I do feel that you have things right in the mind now. And although you've been through quite a bit, I do feel that you are going to get the upper hand. You just need to have the faith. You very well could be feeling left out. You could be feeling left out in the cold. However, it doesn't mean that this is the end for you, okay? This is actually trying to teach you how to adapt, okay? This could also be teaching you how to call back your power and to recognize that you still do have power in your hands regarding whatever the situation regards. I do feel that there's a loss of residence. I do feel that somebody's being left out in the cold. I do feel that there's some sort of tremendous turbulation that you've gone through, very unstable, and everything has slowed down for you. However, the need to be inspired, to focus on taking action, to be allowing your intuition to guide you towards your happiness and healing is very substantial. Regardless if it seems like you're going to be put out in the cold for it, you need to stay the course, you need to stay consistent, you need to continue moving forward. Because just as this may be your challenge, okay, you definitely have some new possibilities coming in for you very soon. But I feel that they very well could be delayed. All right. And it's just adapting for that time of delay to make things happen for you. Okay. Don't overall misjudge all the work and all of what you put into it. I don't feel that it's been done in vain, but you just need to focus on healing and being in this frequency of healing, of being guided by your inner light, as well as being guided towards your happiness. All right, number 5. There's definitely some major changes here with the fact that you have the Five of Pentacles and your number is 5. There's definitely some major changes in store for you. But I feel that this is only going to ultimately show you how resilient you are and allow you to adapt and to step into something that's more in alignment. This is ultimately showing you how to call your power back. So we're going to move on. Number 6. Again, number 5, if you'd like your own personal reading, feel free to check out the description box. You can order your own personal reading. Okay. We're moving on to number 6. Number 6, I do sense that with the 6 of Cups and your number is number 6, we've got the 6 of Wands here as well. What this is saying here, you're very much in this nostalgic energy. You're very much thinking about the past. You're very much thinking about the good times, the bad times, what you've endured, what you've overcome. You're also kind of thinking about the fact of how you've overcome all of this emotional trials and tribulations. The fact that you have the 3 of Swords in the reverse in your past energy, what you're coming away from. It's definitely something here about betrayal and a lot of he said, she said drama that you had to release. And you're just kind of sitting there in awe of how did this even happen? How did this even come to be? And I do feel that your fear is to step into some sort of sadness and allow the darkness to overtake you, right? I do feel that. You have the 10 of Swords in your challenge, right? And having to cut out this past energy, I feel. There's definitely something here about cutting out an energy, number 6. You've endured quite a bit, and you've endured quite a bit of sabotage, betrayal, heartache, heartbreak, deception, people talking shit, and just not understanding you whatsoever. There's definitely heartbreak here with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. the Six of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Swords, um, the Ten of Swords, the World in reverse, the Five of Cups. Like, yikes. Okay? Peyton, if you would like to get a reading, you can join me on Open Table Fridays. Okay? Or you can get your own personal reading. Okay? If you want an actual reading, then that's the way you do it. Thanks. So, number 6, the situation here, being so nostalgic, you really got to kind of take into consideration what you're being nostalgic about. You really need to take into consideration what you are willing and not willing to hold on to. It's good to think about the good memories, but it's kind of bad to allow the bad memories to overtake you and bring you into darkness. All right. Now, if this does happen, you really need to put your warrior boots on and go in it as an observer. Don't be looking at it as like a victim. Okay, because that's where you get stuck in a rut and you get thrown into a loop. And if you allow this to happen too much, you will end up in a loop cycle. Okay, where you'll try to get out of the loop cycle, you'll start to focus on the now and the immediate energy, and then the past will come back to haunt you and pull you back into the rut again. And then you're sitting there spinning your wheels for a couple more weeks or months trying to get out of that rut again. And to break that cycle, there's something about these experiences that you haven't learned or that you haven't looked at, and that requires you to take things at face value for what it is. Try to take the emotion out of it. Try to take the rose-colored glasses off, take the wool from your eyes, you know, and see it for what it is. Okay? Sometimes people don't choose us, and they just want to be in our energy to siphon from us and hurt us and break our hearts, and this is to basically make them feel comfortable and make them feel more powerful. The fact that they could do this to people. We're living in a very dark world, okay? So the fact that you've been betrayed in the past, the fact that you've had to overcome that, but the fact that you may be sitting in this victim mentality is really kind of hindering your forward movement. And I feel that this is a huge fear, that you don't want to be in this energy of sadness anymore. And I feel that the only way to alchemize this is to put your warrior boots on, okay? See it as an observer rather than a victim. And as an observer, you're willing to learn different perspectives. You're willing to look at it from a higher perspective, maybe a third-party perspective, maybe an outsider's perspective, rather than the main character or the secondary character of the situation, okay? Really see it from all angles, because it's going to give you some new understanding as to the situation, all right? The divine very well could be showing you this through your friend group or through the people that you're around that are kind of emulating the kind of same situations. And it's kind of giving me that you would give them different advice than what you would do for yourself. And Spirit's saying, coming back to me and saying, you need to start taking your own advice. You need to start building new standards. You need to start choosing yourself. And you need to start creating boundaries for yourself so that way you're no longer getting hurt and being taken advantage of and being betrayed. Okay? So, with this whole thing of Ten of Swordsing, like, you've been through quite a bit. And you've had no other choice but to cut out these people. Cut out this betrayal, cut out the hurt. It's been excruciating for you, I'm not going to lie. However, although you may have not been so successful and an epic failure within your heart space, you still have a heart. You still love. You definitely, I know that there's some sort of love here, but it's kind of giving me that the world has made you bitter. And you really need to alchemize that bitterness. Because if you hold on to this bitterness, it's going to continue to have you in this loop. Okay, know that you are worthy, know that you are capable, know that you are loved regardless of who you are dealing with, who you are as a person. You definitely still have something to offer. And this whole idea that you're feeling like an epic failure as far as your heart source energy is concerned, yeah, you may be going through a heartbreak. You may be moving into a heartbreak with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. However, the Eight of Pentacles is in your mind, your mental focus, and you're definitely talented. You're definitely in the know. You're definitely not naive. You've definitely got some sort of experience behind you. You've definitely got some sort of wisdom. You've got some sort of solid foundation that you're standing on. There's definitely something here about talent, about knowing what you're talking about. And I'm getting a feeling like somebody's trying to gaslight you, make you feel worthless. You know, they're trying to get at your heart space to rip your heart apart. And I feel that they've already done that. But I feel that you're actually come out of that. You're very good at bouncing back. And they didn't anticipate that. And I feel that this is the whole point of them trying to come back and have you in this nostalgic energy because they want you broken. They want you broken, busted, and disgusted is the feeling I'm picking up on. Okay? And it's because you are grounded. It is because you are talented. It is because you actually have a lot to offer the world with this Eight of Pentacles. All right? And the fact that they're trying to get you to break, you know, it's almost like they're trying to get you to break your own heart, right? And with the Ace of Cups here in your immediate energy from the next 3 months, with the Ace of Cups, it's like you got no love to give anymore. And it's kind of given me that, you know, you've given all that you can give. It's just, it's not working anymore. Okay? And the thing is that, you know, despite how they're trying to turn your world upside down, despite how they're trying to break your heart and have you in sadness, despite how they've already betrayed you and you walked away from this and you alchemized it, despite the fact that you're still nostalgic, the fact that they're still trying to break your heart and you still continue to bounce back, you're very resilient. Okay? And I'm really kind of feeling like with this this Six of Wands here in your heart space in reverse, they ultimately want you to look like a failure regarding your heart space with the way that you show compassion. And I feel because you called your energy back and you walked away from this was your first step into your new beginning. This was your first step into this new energy of choosing you. Okay? And this is very significant, ultimately, because, you know, this is ultimately changing the way you discern, the way you allow other people in. You're very much using your discernment to move you forward. You're definitely, there's some sort of empathy or there's some sort of intuition that you're counting on to move you forward. Okay? Now, with this in mind, we have the Eight of Swords within your next 3 to 6 months. With this heartbreak in the next 3 months, it's almost as if they want you locked up in your head or locked up. And I feel that because you walked away from this third party dynamic, I feel there was some sort of betrayal that was supposed to break your heart, and it's not breaking your heart, and they want you to want it to break your heart. It's like they're pulling out all the stops. They're pulling out everything they got to shatter you. And I think you feel like you really need to recognize Okay? They're after your stability. They're after the fact, and they're envious at the fact that you will have this Eight of Pentacles here. Okay? Your ending card is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay? So you're definitely having some substantial stability here. Okay? And the fact that you pulled away from them, they're resentful for it. So see it for where it's coming from. Okay? Understand, I feel that you're going in the right direction. And they're envious the fact that they can no longer manipulate you. So again, with the High Priestess, okay, being in the overall energy, you really need to pull yourself together. Okay? Ultimately, they want to get you locked up. Do not allow this reactive abuse to take hold. Okay? Do not allow this reactive abuse to become something that is a thing. Okay? Because it's really kind of feeling like they want you in regret for certain actions that you've taken. And if simply walking away from a situation is a regret for particular actions of walking away, all because they're envious of what you have and what you hold, like, they really got to give their heads a shake. Because this ain't right. You are in the right mind. And the fact that they're trying to destroy you through your heart space so that way you cannot continue, okay, with this Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles energy. Okay, they're trying to destroy you because you're stable, because you're talented, because you have something to offer the world. And these people, they don't have much of anything to offer anyone. Okay, so really take that into consideration of what you're actually capable of. Okay? And the fact that they want you out here feeling like a failure within your heart, most of us, we manifest through our heart space. Okay? And we utilize our heart and the compassion and the energies from our heart to emulate that frequency in order to see these manifestations come to fruition. Okay? Love is the most powerful magic known. Okay? And when you're sad and when you are heartbroken, you really don't have much hope for anything, right? But when you're in this energy of love and compassion, you have, you have enough for everybody. Your cup runneth over, right? So you really kind of stay in this energy, even if it's just for you, and even if it's for your higher power. Stay in that energy of love, okay? Don't allow them to, right now is a good time to guard your heart, okay? Because there's somebody coming in with some sort of reactive abuse that you should not be reacting to, okay? Do not react to it. Do not give them the power, okay? Because there very well could be some sort of regret, and you could be breaking your own heart for the reactive abuse and acting out of character. And this is kind of what they want. They want you to act out of character, so that way you get caught up or you catch a case of some sort. All right? They want you out here feeling like a failure. Now, your attitude in relation to this situation, we've got the Ace of Wands, all right? You really need to get inspired, and you need to use your intuition to move forward, okay? Because their influence is to turn your world upside down, okay? You very well could be having people watch you, stalk you, really kind of studying what your next option is. So as you're playing chess, don't tell the person what your next move is, okay? Don't be telling them what your next moves are, right? Keep it to yourself. Keep your cards close to your chest, okay? Because you're going to notice how they're going to act around you. They're going to notice, you're going to recognize who's acting in your favor and who's not. And whoever's not acting in your favor, tell them nothing. Whoever you know is in support of you, then sure, get them on board. but ultimately know who to use your discernment, know who to pour into and know who to not pour into, ultimately, okay? Because your influences that you have around you are, your whole world could very well be falling apart, but you can still be strong-minded and strong-hearted, and you can still be solid within yourself, all right? And this is where you need to find your strength, because you're very strong, you're very stable, and you need to stay that way in order to get through this and overcome it. Your hopes and fears is the Five of Cups. So this is sadness. You don't want to be sad anymore. You don't want to be in this energy of sadness, so use your discernment. Create boundaries. Okay? Be very discerning as to who you're pouring your compassion into. And then that way you are guarding your heart, and that way your heart's not going to be broken. If you need to be in solitude right now, then be in solitude right now. This could be regarding family. This could be regarding a job. This could be regarding anything financial or stability-wise. It's like somebody wants your money. Somebody wants your finances. Somebody wants your stability. Somebody wants your talents. I don't really believe in it much, but there very well could be some sort of destiny swapping kind of situation. I don't wish that on anybody. People have their own gifts. People have their own destiny. And the fact that they think that they're going to go out there and steal somebody else's is asinine. It makes no, it makes utterly no sense. Okay? So, your outcome though, the reason why I need you to stay inspired with this Ace of Wands in your overall attitude and relation, because you do have something huge coming in for you. Okay? Everything that you've worked on is not in vain. Everything that you've been focusing on, everything that you've been working on, everything that you've got going on, that that you're pouring into is not going to be in vain. Okay? You're literally making your haters hate you even more because of your success. Okay? And the fact that they betrayed you and the fact that you walked away from them is not your problem. That's their problem. They made their bed, they can lie in it at this point. Okay? Because you're not out here ruining people's lives. You're not out here sabotaging people. You're not out here doing stupid shit. Okay? And you really need to recognize everything that you've overcome. You really need to recognize that, everything that you've endured up to this point, you're a beast. And you got through it all. You've overcome it. You've alchemized it. And I don't even think you actually realize that, of everything that you've overcome and had to endure. I don't even think you realize it now. They're en route to literally shatter your heart. And despite that, you can still get the upper hand by not allowing it to happen. By calling your energy back and standing in your power. Remembering your sovereignty. Okay? You are worthy. You always have been. You always will be. Alright, number 6. Don't allow these people to try to manipulate you into sadness and break your heart, all because you're stable on your own. Right? They're trying to siphon off of you, and you're putting boundaries up and they don't like it. They're resentful for it. Let them be resentful and just move in a new direction. Okay? I do feel good things are coming in for you. You got a new offer. You got definitely something that you're building. You're very stable that way. You're definitely going to be leaving some sort of a legacy. And it's like somebody's wanting to get in on that and ride your coattails. I'm really feeling like they're envious and clout hungry. So please use your discernment as to who you are sharing your energy with, who you're sharing your ideas with. Okay, you've got a new idea coming in as well that's going to inspire you to move in a new direction. So just hold on for now, okay? And don't allow them to get you to react out of character. Because if you get caught up with this 8 of Swords, okay, within the next 3 to 6 months, if you get caught up, then you lose out on this 10 of Pentacles. right? But I feel that if you don't get caught up and it's only just your mind space that you're kind of all up in your head, this Ace of Wands is going to inspire you. Your whole attitude is going to change with this new inspiration or new idea, okay? This is divinely led. So connect to your higher power, get in alignment, okay? Failure is only failure if you do not learn from the mistake. Okay, so learn from it, evolve, rise above it, allow it to help you to be adaptive and integrate these lessons. Okay, and I guarantee you that's going to be your game changer. Okay, because they're not going to know what's coming. It's specifically if you keep your cards close to your chest and stand in your sovereignty and call your power back. All right. So you may be feeling like you're going to be heartbroken. Then see it for what it is. You know, maybe it's time to close down your heart. You know, you're not open for business heart side. You have no more compassion to give because you're focused on giving that to yourself, right? Maybe you're dumping out the toxicity out of your heart space. You're sticking your cup in the dishwasher and you're giving it a clean. You know, maybe you're detoxing from a lot of heartbreak. Let it be what it is. Either way, call your power back. And I feel that things are going to change for you. Because if you've got this Eight of Pentacles in your mind space of you bouncing back and being very talented, you're moving into the Ten of Pentacles. And there's people that want to get their hands on that. Where they haven't done the work. Right? They're clout hungry. They want to live off of your stability. So be very, very choosy as to who you're allowing in. Because all they're going to do is come in and break your heart to the point where you feel worthless. And if they can't have it for themselves, they don't want you to have it either. Right? You're dealing with very envious, very sadistic individuals, whoever you are, whoever you're dealing with, number 6. And there's definitely a feeling of reciprocity here. But I get a feeling like you've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and people have just been depleting you. So really take your fucking power back and stand in your sovereignty and know what you can offer and know who's taking advantage of you, because you deserve better people around you. You deserve people that are going to be loyal, respectable, transparent, honest, you know, and that they're in there with the right intention. If they're not in the right intention, get them the heck out of there. And I feel this is you owning your own business and people trying to manipulate you in your own business. The audacity. Thinking that they know better. Thinking that they can run your business better. No. I'm all for great ideas. I'm all for sharing ideas. But if they're thinking that they're going to come in and just take over, no. I don't agree with that. That's not the name of the game here. Collaboration is fine, but when it comes to manipulation, no. That's when you change up the game. All right, number 6. I hope that helped you. All right, number 7. This is your reading. Again, number 6, if you'd like clarification, you can check out the description box. It'll have all the information regarding getting your own personal reading to get some sort of clarification. All right, number 7, let's look into it. Let's see what's going on for you. Hope you're all enjoying the readings this evening. I want to say thank you to my supporters and my members for the ongoing support. And thank you so much for joining me this evening and watching this live quick series message. Again, if you didn't pick a number and you'd like a personal reading similar to this or with clarification, you're more than welcome to uh, be here tomorrow evening for the Open Table Friday evenings from 9 to midnight for a little message, or you can get your own personal message through the Hipsy link in my description box or the link section. I do prefer, if you're going to do a live video session, you get it 30 to 60 minutes at least. Okay. Most readings comfortably take up to at least an hour to 2 hours for a comfortable reading. Okay. It gives us a chance to talk. It gives us a chance to converse back and forth, ask questions. You really kind of develop a rapport and a connection, to that way I can dig in a little deeper to your situation. Okay. All right, moving forward, number 7. You, my friend, are currently going through a major level up. I do feel that you have, a part of you has died off. I really feel that there's been a part of you that has, if there would be any epitome of the year of the snake and the shedding of the skin, I think it would be you. I would think it would be your situation. Okay. And I feel that in retrospect to what you've learned over the course of action that you've had to take, this is really kind of really putting you into position to really call your energy back. Okay, although the Wheel of Fortune here is in the reverse in your attitude and relation, I do see that the Temperance is in your outcome. So I'm really kind of coming back to the fact that this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. All right. Now, number 7, you very well could have been in alignment with the number 6 reading as well, because I do feel that there is a non-reciprocal energy that you're dealing with at this time, and this was a huge wake-up call for you. This was a commitment. It was like a too good to be true kind of commitment. I really feel like this. You could very well be a Scorpio as well, with the Death card being the Scorpio card, represents Scorpio. It's Scorpio energy. This is definitely about transformation. It's not about death. It's not about anything negative specifically. It's about shedding your skin. It's about shedding what no longer serves you. It's about having a great awakening. Okay? It's also about recognizing that you've been swindled. Okay? Now, your 8 of Cups is in your challenge position, and it's in the reverse in this position as a challenge. And the 8 of Cups in the reverse is speaking on no longer being overwhelmed by all these cups. Okay? And, you know, really kind of focusing on you, but the challenge is really walking away and choosing you, knowing that there's a brighter horizon there for you. Okay? But with the Temperance card in the mix here, I do feel that there's a lot of alchemy here. The divine is trying to teach you something about your own personal ability to stand on business, to stand in sovereignty, to call your power back with the High Priestess energy, to use your intuition, to utilize the magic that has been given to you by the divine. Everybody has access to your own magic. Okay, but it's about standing in that power, standing in that sovereignty of that magic, and recognizing that you're actually more powerful than what you actually realize. You actually have more choices, more options than you actually realize. And that is maybe shown to you. A stomach confirmation. You could be having stomach issues at this time as well. So with this 8 of Cups in the reverse, it's your challenge is to maybe not walk away, Maybe it's to weather the storm. Maybe it's to learn all that you can from this particular situation. This is ultimately not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's bringing you to this energy where you can alchemize and learn something from this experience. And I feel this is your great awakening. This is your rebirth. Okay? And I feel that somebody was siphoning from you. They were take until you were depleted. Okay? And with the Six of Pentacles, it's like there very well could be the fact that you might owe something. You could be in debt. You could be walking away from debt. You could be walking away from something that you had a lot of investment in, that you just didn't get much out. Kind of like me and my car, if you know the story. Um, I made quite a bit of money with that car, with the jobs that I had and whatnot. But yeah, coming out of that situation, I took a big loss, unfortunately. So I can relate to you in this situation, what you're going through. Now, your mind space here is that there was a commitment made. There was definitely a new foundation that was provided or presented to you. There's very well could be a love situation. It could be a business situation. This could be just an overall commitment made, that you maybe made. And everything that you invested in this commitment, you're really feeling that it's all falling apart. It's not working out. It's just not in its right situation anymore. It's not holding any value. It's not holding any foundation or stability. This could be dealing with a house. You could be selling a house. You could be walking away from a house. You could be walking away from a marriage. This could represent a divorce. And could very well be what you're thinking about. In your heart space, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is about you actually finally seeing the truth for what it is and nurturing that truth. And I feel that by you nurturing this truth, it's actually going to help you alchemize what you've been through and what you've invested into that's really got you nowhere. But I think it's going to put you in alignment and in the right direction ultimately. Okay? So although you may be taking an L, it's for your best interest. I really feel that the chaff is being removed from the wheat. There's definitely something here about removing the dead weight that's no longer serving you, that's just siphoning and depleting you anyway. And with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, you're walking away from this one-way street of always having to give, and not get much in return. You know, I had to make that same decision where, like, even on this channel, I was giving out free readings left, right, and center. I was helping out everybody. You know, I was the person to go to get that free reading, that free message. And everybody started coming in. Hey, Aiden, can I get a message? Can I get a message? Can I get a message? And they just wanted it all for free. And here I am, like, trying to find enough just to find food, you know? And it got to the point where I was burnt out and I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was helping everybody else, but nobody was giving back. There was no reciprocity, you know? And when you have a giving heart, when you have a giving nature, and people take advantage of that, sometimes you got to call your power back. Sometimes you got to stand in your sovereignty and create some sort of boundaries, right? So I think this is definitely substantial to you. This is where you're choosing yourself. All right, number 7, because you've invested. Number 7 in itself is about investment. It's about creating a solid foundation with this investment. It's about standing strong. It's about knowing what you can do and what you can accomplish and going for it and actually having something to show for it, right? Just in the essence of number 7, right? And knowing where you stand and being able to provide not only for yourself but for other people. Okay? Now, with the Knight of Cups in the reverse here in your immediate energy in the next 3 months, I do feel that you're very well could be brokenhearted. It could very well be somebody coming in to try to manipulate your heart space. It could very well be somebody giving you a false offer. This could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy that's doing this. It doesn't have to be. But ultimately, within the next 3 to 6 months, I do see you holding your cards close to your chest. You're not giving much of anything, of any information towards anybody. You're really kind of saving your money. You're saving for the rainy day. You're really kind of holding on to everything that you have, of value. You're very much in protecting of it, your protection of it. And I do feel that this is necessary, okay? Because there's certain people right now in your energy that are trying to take what you have. Okay? Now, ultimately, your attitude in relation is things are not going in your favor. With the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, shit that you're pouring yourself into right now isn't really working out as much as you thought it would. It's definitely coming to full circle, and I think you're nurturing that truth. You're recognizing that maybe you were given a false offer. Maybe this is requiring you to go back to the drawing board and actually see what is good for you, seeing what's not good for you, and really kind of making a new decision. Maybe moving in a different direction. Okay? But you really just need to understand that, you have what it takes to continue to move forward, but just what are you going to move forward with? How are you going to move forward? What is your strategy? All right. Now, your influence, though, and I think this was reading number 5 that I mentioned this in. This is about, knowing what you've already sacrificed, knowing what you've already put into something, knowing what you've already invested, number 7. Okay. But seeing it from a broader perspective. Maybe you are going to take an L. Okay? Maybe you don't want to take an L. Maybe you want to save yourself from taking an L. Okay? And sometimes by taking a step back, seeing things from a broader perspective, seeing things from a new perspective, very well could help you move forward with whatever you're dealing with. And I feel that by taking a bigger perspective, looking at it from a broader bird's eye view, looking at it from different points of view, different aspects, I think is going to give you the knowledge that you need to be able to alchemize the situation. Your hopes and fears is that you're going to be able to stick up for yourself with the 7 of Wands. This is about you creating boundaries. This is about you no longer allowing other people to siphon off of you. No longer giving, and getting nothing in return. I do feel that you have a very giving spirit, and I feel that you're kind of moving into this position now where you're kind of holding boundaries. You're creating boundaries for yourself because you don't want to lose whatever you've invested already. And I feel this is substantial to your stability. Moving into your outcome with the Temperance card, I really do feel that I'm picking up on an Earth Angel energy, so you could very well, you very well could be in this Earth Angel energy where you like to help people heal. You like to give people advice. You like to assist where people need some sort of guidance. And I do feel that you have a good heart. I do feel that you are very mindful with how you move forward. You're very strategic. And I do feel that this is actually in your favor, regardless if the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse here or not. It may at this time feel like it's not in your favor, but I do feel with the knowledge and the respect that you have for yourself and the fact that you're creating these boundaries with what you've invested, I do feel things are going to work out for you in the end. Because it's really going to show you what matters to you, and it's going to allow you to walk away and cut out this energy that is really kind of just siphoning off of you, okay? Taking advantage of you, thinking that you owe them something when you don't, okay? It's definitely something here about you creating boundaries and people not liking these boundaries. But ultimately, you definitely have divine protection around you. Archangel Michael could be significant with you. There's definitely something here about you being divinely guided, guarded, and protected as an earth angel. So if this resonates with you, very well could be the case. It could very well be that you've had to deal with some really, really crazy situations and somehow you've come out pretty well spotless, unscathed. That very well could be a very powerful indicator as to the fact that you very well could be divinely protected, despite everything that you've endured and overcome. So really, this is about finding boundaries. This is about sticking up for yourself. This is about creating, creating a new standard, raising your standards, creating boundaries, protecting yourself. Despite what other people have the notion of. This is about you nurturing your truth, following through with some sort of justice. And although the challenge maybe is to not walk away from this situation, maybe you've been always walking away and taking an L. Well, this isn't about walking away anymore. It's about weathering the storm, and it's about, really kind of seeing that, there's a way to alchemize this to where you're not having to walk away from it anymore. Okay, you can set the precedence, you can set the boundary, you can set what you will and will not tolerate. All right? But I do see you seeing this from a higher perspective, and I feel that there very well could be some people that are supporting you that very well could share those new perspectives with you. So keep your mind open, keep your possibilities open, but just know who you're working with, who you're collaborating with. Okay, and I do feel that you're definitely going to learn some major lessons within the next 6 months to a year overall, on how to keep your cards close to your chest and who to pour into, who to invest into, and so that way you're not taking any more L's. All right. So that concludes the quick series messages collective. I want to say thank you so much for joining me this evening. Again, please feel free to reach out and get your own personal reading. They are available. The Hipsy link is in the description box for further information. If you'd like to support me on a monthly basis, again, it would be greatly appreciated. I do have a monthly members live for all tiers, okay, at the beginning and at the middle of the month. I do feel that we're going to have one probably next week. So feel free to join as a member and take advantage of that. Okay. I do appreciate you all. If there was any donations that were sent out, thank you so much. And if you feel like you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do that through a super sticker, super thanks. If this video is uploaded, you can hype the video after it's uploaded. It's all greatly appreciated, and it does help out the channel. It helps me pay my bills. It helps me put food in my mouth, and I would be ever so grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Please be good to yourself at all costs, okay? If you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself. So that way, you can be good to others. Collective, again, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'll catch you in the next video.